Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the market. Today was a pretty solid day. It was very nice to see a lot of money flow in and for all of the stocks to rise and for some of y'all to get paid. We're also going to talk about very important stocks that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for the next few days, all right? Right after the intro. All right, y'all. Before we begin again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. And also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, all right? So let's get started right off the bat. We got the SPY over here, and I told y'all specifically in my last video that we were officially out of the chop fed zone and to expect a move up towards $465 today. Well, the market opened up at 465 and ran to 469. All right, so far, so good. I do think that we're going to see a continuation. The previous high is at 47.40. We're not that far away. We're really not that far away. Worst case scenario, we go up to like 47.20. We'll pull back. We just consolidate in this region, in this little box right over here for like 1 or 2 days before we make new highs. So yeah, that's my very honest opinion on the SPY itself. Now, the stock, one of the stocks that y'all should be keeping in your watch list, all right, that stock is ABBV, ABBV. All right, and the reason why I want to share this one with y'all is because of two reasons. All right, the first reason is this. I talked about this one before. I talked about this thing right over here. This is called a megaphone pattern. It just broke out today, right? The pattern is clean, and if you zoom in again, if you zoom into the 5, you can clearly see that there is a bullish pennant right there on the chart. It looked a little bit off. It looked like this at first, all right, but because the buyer stepped in, we have to kind of adjust it, and now it looks like that. So I'm expecting the big move coming in, either overnight towards like 123 before we see some type of move higher, towards the $125. Now, another reason why I want to share this one with y'all is because of this. If we take a look at the bigger perspective, right, we're gonna look at the weekly. If you take a look at the weekly and you zoom out, the previous high right there is at exactly 125.86. Has been trying to break the 2018 high for quite some time. The stock got upgraded multiple times throughout the last few weeks to prices of like 130, and even there was one analyst that also put a price tag of like 170. Again, these are people's opinions, just like I'm providing my very honest opinion. But this is something that you want to watch out for. All right, there may be some magical unicorn news coming out of this. Especially, I see here on the left hand side that one of their drugs for Crohn's disease met the minimum requirements for their phase 3 study. So definitely keep your eyes on this stock for a pop above the previous high, right, and into this region right here, into this circle. Hopefully sooner. All right. So that's my very honest opinion on that one. Keep that one on watch. Now, the next one that all of you should be keeping in your watch list, that one actually wants to go parabolic. Like it really does. And that stock is Apple. Okay. And Apple, since we're on the weekly chart, it's going to be really simple. I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to do this. All right. If we zoom out and we do this, we can see that there is this ascending flag right there, which broke out last week on, like, it broke out earlier last week, And this week it opened slightly higher at like 164. Today had a solid day and made a new high. You see this ascending flag? This is what I wanted to see on AMD, but it got rejected. AMD got rejected at that level of resistance and then collapsed back down. Apple, on the other hand, on a weekly, didn't. It held through that previous level, and it looks like it wants to go higher. This is not something that you want to be short. This breakout is quite clean, and you really don't want to short this. You really don't. I expect to move all the way up to like, okay, for this week, all right, I expect to move to on $180. All right. Now for later, obviously we can aim for like 200s, but for this week, $180 wouldn't be bad for the stock. And also there was some news coming out after hours that push the stock by like another $2. And also QQQ is up, the Nasdaq is up, so I can expect this thing to open up at 175 and immediately run. Hopefully it can run all the way up to 180. I think it will do that. I think it definitely will. So we might see it tomorrow, we might see it on Thursday, but either way, there is an opportunity here to make some money on Apple. All right. Now let's talk about some stocks that we have discussed in the past. In the last video, the one I just made yesterday, I told y'all to keep Visa in your watch list for a long because of the falling wedge on here, right? And I told you that because the SPY was moving quite nicely, that we were not going to open lower. They were going to open up at exactly 205. We got to 205 and then we ran to 207 and 37 cents. And I think tomorrow we open up higher again towards like 209 and then we run towards 213. All right, so for those of y'all who bought this after the video, this is definitely a hold. All right, a hold to at least these levels, and then later on we can see higher levels to like 220. So my thoughts and opinions about Visa, it's not changing. Right, it's still bullish and it's still clean. All right. The other stock that I've mentioned in the last video, we're gonna break that down really quickly. That one is Netflix. All right, and I told y'all to watch Netflix because of this bullish pennant right over here. Right, there's a bullish pennant. It was clean. I told y'all to watch this thing for a long, especially the morning. I did mention the morning. I know I said the morning. I did. It opened up higher. It did half of what I actually was looking forward to it, and then this thing dropped like immediately after the open. It dropped a little bit to retest previous levels of support before bouncing in. There was one clue, especially for those of y'all who are looking to learn more about the charts, right? When these things happen, it's important that you don't freak out. You're gonna change this thing to the 1 minute, okay? I told y'all that to watch Netflix yesterday for a move all the way up to 630 or 635. It didn't get there this morning, but if you zoom in right here, there was an entry, especially if you really wanted to get in and not want to get in at the open, right? There was an entry right there. This is a falling wedge, the same one that we're trading on Visa, by the way. All right, and there was an entry right here at around between 612 and 614 for that falling wedge. This is day trade number 1. And then if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that it actually formed a cup and handle, which is right here. Right there, this is the cup. Right there. Right here and right there. And then we got the handle right over here, which is pretty wide. This handle is really wide right over here. So it dropped to test that previous level of support right over here, right down to the VWAP, and then it bounced, and then it broke out right there. And then if you change this thing to the 3 minute and you zoom in, you can see that right after it popped, it consolidated and went all the way up towards $630. So congrats to anybody who were able to make some money on this thing in one of the ways that I've described right here. Right, there was multiple chances to make some money on it. There really was, and it didn't get to 630 like I wanted, but I think it's gonna go beyond 630 tomorrow. I think it's gonna open up at like 635 and then run all the way up towards like 645. I think. Like, I'm not bearish on this thing. I think we're going to go in these regions tomorrow. QQQ looks strong. It's up by like 0.50. Yeah, so expect a move up here. All right. So for those of y'all who are still holding Netflix, my thoughts and opinions are not changing regarding the stock. Now, the next one, this one, somebody asked about it. We're going to talk about Walmart. What's going on with Walmart? Now, Walmart reached a previous level of supports right here. This is not the time to be bearish. This is actually the time to be bullish. Yes, unfortunately, today it had a red day, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing open up higher at exactly 139 and then run to 142. Like, I really would not be surprised to see a move like that. It's really irritating. It's kind of like what happened here. Like, it pulls back a little bit, and then some people kind of lose hope and lose patience. They sell, and then they just keeps going higher and higher. So, in regards to the stock, definitely long. Yeah, especially with the way money is flooding into the market. All right, so that's my thoughts on that. We also got to talk about, and this right here also applies to cruise lines. Yes, this is what I mean. All right, it pulls back a little bit and then it opens up higher. You can see right now after hours it's at 20 and 39, even though it closed at 20 and 12. The Dow futures is gonna open up higher and bring travel stocks even higher, near like 21, and then we can see a run towards 22. So the move for travel stocks is a little delayed. Even BA and airlines, all of those pulled back, but like within the next few days, I think they're gonna go much higher than they are right now. Last stock that I'm going to cover in this video is an obvious long. Okay, that stock is PayPal. Somebody asked about PayPal. This is a long. That right there, I'm just gonna keep it very short and sweet. This is a long. Okay, the stock got annihilated for quite some time. And there is a lot of room right here to make some money. Okay, there's room right here. There's an opportunity for everybody to make some money on this. So definitely keep PayPal in your watch list for the next few weeks. All right, previous level of support held quite nicely. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, helps the channel a lot. It allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you would like to be part of a private Discord community, you can find that as the very first link in the description of the video below. If you're not following us on social media, you can find me at Paul and Guma and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you and you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some very basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get set up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 right after you sign up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video. All right, enjoy the outro.